Hi, welcome to another one of my videos, you guys. As you could tell from my thumbnail, I am doing one last run in the year 2025. It is currently December 31st. I have to do 4 miles today. Why not? I figured, why not bring you guys with me? I figured we could chat while we ran. So if you're running or planning to run, pause, come out and run with me while I chat about everything in the last year, my hopes for the new year. Put on your shoes. All right, ready to go? Let's do this. If you're new to my channel, this is gonna be a great video for you to catch up because I'm gonna reflect on everything I experienced in 2025 to the best of my recollection. So the beginning of 2025 was kind of a rough one. And this is all revolved around running, by the way, guys. In case I didn't make that clear, I am a runner. I'm in my 40s and I'm training for a marathon. So in case you're new and didn't know that, there's that. Anyways, around, I would say September, I had went on a run and my foot started hurting. I don't know what happened. Around the 3 mile mark, I started getting really bad pain along the bottom side of my foot. It is hurting bad. So I gave it a couple weeks, tried to go out and run again, and the pain was so bad I had to call my husband and he had to come pick me up because I couldn't move. I wanted to give you a little update. My foot is still hurting really bad. There's some swelling on the side of my foot. I just don't know what I did, honestly. Going to the doctors after that, by the first week in October, I was informed that I had a fracture in my foot and I had to rest. There was some discrepancies on my x-ray that made them think that there was a possibility that I have a stress fracture on my 5th metacarpal bone in my foot. So I spent from October all the way through the end of 2024 not being able to run. First weekend of 2025 was my first run. I got my dog with me. She's got to go to the bathroom. That first run, I was nervous. My foot had hurt so bad and I didn't want to experience that pain again and I didn't want to make it worse. So I took it very easy. I got myself new shoes. It wasn't quite the same training I did when I first did my Couch to 5K when I first started running, but I did start out with a walk run system and I still worked hard to be able to run a half marathon. My goal had been to reach half marathon distance in 2025. We need to start this and I wanted you guys to be here experiencing it with me when I ran again for the first time in over 3 months. Whew, my heart's practically racing. I feel like I've already ran. Here we go. I'm running, taking it nice and slow, 60 seconds. Didn't want to hurt myself along that path. So I started out nice and slow, nice and easy. And although I was worried, I was doing 5 1-minute runs, 0 pain. I feel so much better. I have to rest tomorrow, so no running tomorrow. The relief I'm feeling right now, I was expecting so much pain. Let's be honest here. I was dealing with some frustration because by the time my injury happened in 2024, I was 1.2 miles away from being at a half marathon distance. So to have to go all the way back to only being able to run for like 2 minutes before I had to start walking, it was quite frustrating. I didn't feel that total death that I felt when I had first started running. So it gave me hope that I would get back to where I needed to go and it wasn't going to take as long and that I would reach my half marathon goal. By March, I was running up to 4 miles and Taya and I ran in our first 5K race and we did incredible. By May of 2025, I was back at my fitness goal of where I was at before my injury. I was doing very well. Yes, I did it, 10 miles. Woo! And then by June, it was half marathon time, guys. I did it, my goal, and it was time to run that half marathon. By this point, as nervous as I was, I had to trust the process, trust the training that I had done. I had experimented with my foods, with my electrolytes, with my water. I knew everything I needed to do. I prepped like the perfect warm-ups and cool downs that I was going to use prior to this race. At the start of the race, they had you running uphill and then going around the parking lot and then going down, which I found a bit irritating. It tired me out before I started going downhill. But now that I think about it and reflect on it, I think it was actually a good thing. Little hill shot in the beginning helped warm your leg muscles up before you start going down. Okay, we're at the start line, just waiting to start. So looks like we're gonna be walking down a little bit and then running back up, looping, and then running down for a while. So my plan had been to vlog the whole experience, and I set myself up with what I thought was a perfect pace, and just started going, just started running, listening to my music, looking at my surroundings because it was so beautiful up there. And the next time I looked down at my watch, I had ran a little over 2 miles. Like that mile blew through, and I don't even know where it went. It was gone. By the time we reached mile 6 or 7, I started noticing that my watch was clocking different mileage than what they were. So when I reached mile 7 and I was like, yes, over halfway done, like half a mile later, they're saying mark 7 miles. And I was like, what? So that discouragement started following me throughout the rest of the race. It got so annoying because every time my watch would be like, ping, another mile marker, I knew I still had a half a mile to go. Mile 11 came around and we were out of the mountains and we were in the flat stretch. The sun had come out. I was glad that I had taken my jacket off and decided to not wear it, because even though I was cold in the beginning, I would have roasted if I would have had my jacket with me. And then before you know it, the finish line was in sight. I knew it was coming, and I ended up finishing my half marathon in 2 hours. Good job! And I was so proud of myself. That is the fastest I had ran. I think when I did 11 miles, which before the race was the longest I had ran, I did that in like 2.5 hours. This was huge. And I know that downhill played a huge factor. But with that came massive hip pain. Both of my hips hurt, and they hurt for a good 3 months. So for close to 3 months, I had to drop my training down, which got frustrating because I wanted to keep the forward momentum going to reach that marathon level. But that 3 months, I needed to give my hips time to adjust. And I now know before I do that race again, that I need to do a lot of downhill training. Then summer hit, and my daughter and I had a competition that we were doing. And so I was doing a lot of sewing, and my hips hurting and the heat really bothering me this year. It was worse than it's ever been for me. It was pretty tough. Then in July, I ran a 5K. It was a Freedom 5K. And you guys, I did that in a sub 30. It was 30 minutes that I did that 5K. I was so proud of myself. I didn't have Taya with me. I was just by myself. And I was wearing a freaking tutu. Here we are, December 31st. I still haven't gotten back up to a half marathon distance. I'm close, very close. In fact, this next run that I have in a couple days will be my half marathon. Now, the marathon I wanted to run in 2025 is happening again in 2026, April. I've only got 4 months to get ready. I'm a bit nervous because I'm only halfway there, but I think I can do it. Barring no more things happening, knock on wood, we should be able to do it. And that is my biggest goal for 2026. Once I finish the half marathon, my plan is to then kind of take a bit of a break. And my daughter wants to do a couch to 5K. She doesn't want to be a big runner like me. She just wants to run 5K distances so she can run 5K races with me and Taya. We focus on doing my runs with her and helping get her conditioned, keep myself in a bit of shape, and keep Taya in a bit of shape. And then once that's done, I will be starting to train my Alaskan Klee-Kai to run marathon distance. We'll start with half marathon, we'll go up to marathon. And those are kind of my plans for the upcoming year and into 2027 as well. And eventually, when I get monetized, I would like to be able to take that money and put it aside to be able to travel, to have money to travel to other places and do different races. And eventually, one of my biggest goals is to be able to run in the Boston Marathon. So if you want to support me and my goals and my dreams, then please stick around, subscribe, like my videos. It helps the algorithm get me out there for more people. I would really appreciate it. It won't cost you guys anything to do that. And I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So thank you for those who have been with me since the beginning of my journey. I really appreciate you guys. Okay guys, we reached mile 3. We have 1 mile left. Dig deep. You've got this, and know that it's just a mile. You've already done 3 of them. They're already in your rearview mirror, so a mile's nothing. Own this mile. There you guys go. We did it. We did 4 miles. We did it together. If you're new to my channel and you've watched all the way through so far, thank you guys so much for sticking around. And I hope you subscribe and stay, because I have a lot of things coming. Know that I am not a professional runner by any means. I am just a woman who loves to run and wants to show myself. I want to show myself and others that age and weight are not limitations to not do something, that you can push through it. And all of our fitness levels are going to start different. And don't give up when things don't go as planned. I wanted to have been at a marathon distance back in April of 2024. Here we are, almost into 2026, and I haven't made that goal yet. But you guys can see I'm not giving up. And even if I can't run the race, if I don't make it in 2026, you will be darn shooting that I will make it in 2027. I'm gonna get monetized and have money to hit other marathons. But right now in our area, we only have 1 marathon that's close. So I only have 1 chance a year to do an actual marathon race. So let this be a light to all of you people, and not just for running either, you guys. Any goal you might have, do it. Get started. Because honestly, every destination starts with 1 step forward. It doesn't have to be a big step. There's no definition in life that determines how big of a step you have to take or how many steps in a day that you have to take. Keep pushing forward. Find people on YouTube that have similar goals. That helps me. You guys help me. Start a YouTube channel, because those of you who have subscribed and been with me, you guys have been huge motivators. So thank you guys so much for that. You guys have a fantastic start of your 2026, and I'll see you in my next video.
Happy New Year!